Hair's oily, skin's a mess, wearing the most comfortable R2-D2 sweatpants, but I finally put up my Christmas tree. Hello, welcome to this vlog. So, you know those days where you come home and all you want to do is put on your comfiest clothes? Today was one of those days. Tomorrow's gonna be one of them too. Anyway, hi guys. Long time no see. JK, I wrapped a different vlog yesterday. Am I making that joke 2 weeks in a row? Yes. Yes, I am. So I did not start reading my book for the Outrageous Obstacle course until the second day. But with that being said, I read like 60% of it yesterday. So I kind of like worked it out evenly. Boom, we're good. Oh, I didn't mention, I am reading The Battle of the Labyrinth, which is the last book in the Percy Jackson series. I gotta say, I'm both so excited and terrified to finish this series. This one book has basically been 2 days. Okay, maybe like 3 or 4 days, but it's been very fast paced, whereas like I feel as though all the other books beforehand were a few weeks, maybe like the span of a month. This one is like, just keep going, let's go, roll on the roll. Like, it is fast paced. I'm loving it, but I'm also terrified. All the Percabeth feels, just need to reiterate that constantly. All the Percabeth feels. Percy getting cocky and making flirty comments to Annabeth, I didn't realize that was what I needed this entire series. But also he genuinely really likes her and thinks she's a beautiful person who's incredibly smart and talented, and like, I am in the midst of the final battle right now, and honestly, I'm waiting for something awful and terrible to happen to just like drive a knife into my heart. Almost happened, but not quite. So I have to finish reading that tonight. I think I have like 7 chapters left, so plausible. Could happen. Probably. I am also going to force my parents to watch the Santa Claus movie with me tonight. The good one with Tim Allen, the classic 90s Disney movie. My absolute favorite Christmas movie. Fun fact about me. When I was a kid, that was the only VHS that we had at my grandma's house that was a kid's movie. So I would watch that movie even if it was the middle of summer, and I still love it. So, as I said, I need to finish reading The Last Olympian. Am I going to do that right now? Of course not. Instead, I'm going to edit my video that's supposed to go up on Friday. Yes, it is another tag. Sorry, but not. I feel like actually tags are probably a blessing right now because the rest of my videos are vlogs, which are pretty long, whereas my tags are usually like 10 minutes and under, so you're welcome. Anyway, okay, I've been rambling for like 10 minutes now, so peace out. I will talk to you guys later. I have exactly 1 chapter left, and I just need you guys to know I've cried from happiness, sadness, and I just squealed so loud I woke Faith up from sleeping and made her groan really loudly. I've made the executive decision that I'm definitely going to be reading the next series in this universe because I need more of these characters. And I need more Percabeth. Y'all, this book was so good. This ended the series so well, and I'm not even done with it yet. I just needed to give this update real fast. So I'm gonna finish this book now. Can this third eye, like, can it not? Anyway, hi, yes, hello. It is Tuesday, and guess who is sporting another Dark Academia outfit? Thanks to their adult job and it being freezing out. Anyway, hi y'all. So we are on to the next prompt for the Disney Channel Games Readathon today, which is Dunk Tank, a book featuring water or using water or set around water with water on the cover or something revolving around water. Well, I am reading Disappearing Earth by Julia Phillips. This is set in Russia on the Kamchatka Peninsula, I think. So naturally, it's surrounded by water and snow because it's Russia. This is a mystery revolving around these 2 little girls who have been kidnapped. So far, I'm really intrigued with it. Each chapter has a different point of view of a different character, and none of them seem to have any type of relation. The first chapter is from the point of view of one of the kidnapped girls, specifically the older sister. The second chapter is about a month later and is following a teenager. Her friend's mother doesn't let her go out anymore due to the two girls being kidnapped. The third one is following a different woman and her boyfriend going camping. I'm really interested to see if this continues, as though every single chapter is going to be someone different in this setting who was somehow affected by the kidnapping. I'm not really sure. Also, can we just appreciate deckled edges? Sorry, they don't get enough appreciation in my opinion. That is it for now. I'm going to read some more of this, going to watch the second Santa Claus movie with my parents tonight. Hey y'all, so it's Wednesday and I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot about updating. I just got off work and I was really tired, and then I came home, got on my Zoom call, and was talking with my friends for like 5 hours. We didn't even watch a movie tonight, but I have hit the 60% mark in Disappearing Earth, and I'm really liking this actually. I don't know if I would quite consider it a mystery, because to me, I feel as though that implies you're trying to solve what's happening, but thus far it doesn't quite seem like that's what's going on. Though I was correct in my assumption, every single chapter has a different narrator, and they are all women who live on the Kamchatka. They are all somehow connected to or affected by the two girls being kidnapped in the beginning. The start of the book takes place in August, and each chapter is a different month. I am currently at May, I believe, the following year. It's shocking how well Julia Phillips makes you care about these characters in a single chapter, because once you read about them, you don't see them again. You may hear connections that they have to other characters later on. I will say it can get a bit confusing sometimes, but there's actually this like little helpful guide. This is a terrible angle to show this, but there's this little guide and it lists all the different characters and how they're related. That's been really cool. There's also been some Indigenous characters and discussions on disappearances of Indigenous women and the coverage of that by the media compared to the same case if it is a white child. While the two girls in the beginning of this book are more like elementary, primary schoolers, like they're younger kids, but their case has been getting a ton of attention and is constantly being shown within the media, whereas the teenage Indigenous girls case didn't really get any attention at all. Overall, it's been really interesting. These women are just at different points in their life, whether it be age, like what they're going through. We've seen from a teenager, we've seen from somebody in college, somebody slightly out of college. We've seen from a woman who just recently became a mother. We saw a woman who became a mother when she was a teenager. A woman who is pushing into middle age now. Fascinating to see how these women from different points in their life perceive the crime in different ways, and if they are Indigenous, how they compare it to that of the missing Indigenous girl. All right, that is it for now. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. No, I'm supposed to be talking, but like peanut butter fudge. Okay, so it is Thursday, and this is the last day for the dunk tank prompt, and I just finished my book. Look at me, not doing it at like 10 o'clock at night, doing it early for once. I really enjoyed this. I think this might be my favorite book club read for my Facebook book club so far. Actually loved this story. It was so emotional. I'm still so impressed at how Julia Phillips could drag me in with these characters and make me care about them so much. It was also very interesting to see how she laid out the story, because we would often follow characters who were somehow connected to one another, but it wouldn't always be incredibly obvious. For example, we followed one woman and then later we followed her brother's ex-wife, and you wouldn't really find that connection until later into the chapter. Or we followed one girl early on, and then later in we followed that girl's boyfriend's workmate. It was just very interesting to see how these characters were connected, and then how they were affected and impacted by the two girls kidnapping in the beginning. Once again, I really liked the connection to the missing Indigenous woman that happened 4 years previously, and I thought that was a really interesting storyline comparison with what was happening. It was very cool to follow and see the similarities as well as the differences in the people's reactions to both of those crimes. My personal favorite was the college girl and then the mother of the two little girls at the end. Her chapter was actually the longest. The audiobook chapter was over 2 hours, so it was a good chunk of time and wasn't as surprising that we could really develop that relationship with her and start to connect with her and truly understand how she was feeling compared to some of the others. But even then, like, she did an amazing job with these characters. So many of them would be so fleshed out and genuinely seemed like real human beings. It was fascinating. I do want to say this is definitely one of those books where if you go in with a certain set of expectations, particularly thinking that this is going to be a traditional mystery, you will certainly be disappointed because this does not follow that kind of style at all. This, I believe, is marked as a mystery thriller on Goodreads. Personally, I think I would label it more as literary fiction because we really aren't following the crime and trying to figure out who took the two girls. It is very much looking at the impact that their disappearance has had on the community. In the end, I do think the mystery aspect is satisfyingly handled. It's kind of an ambiguous ending, so you can take it in different ways, but how I read it, I think, was a happy ending that I'm very glad, because at many different points in this book, I was certainly on the verge of tears. But yes, I definitely could have seen myself having a similar issue with this that I did to Lovely Bones, where I was expecting a very traditional mystery and did not get that at all. Thankfully, I didn't know a lot about this going in, so that didn't really happen. I think I'm gonna give this a 5 stars. Like, this was a fantastic book. Anyway, so I have finished that now, and I haven't completed the challenge for this, which is just to do something with water, but I have an idea for it. I'm not gonna say what it is because honestly, I think it's just gonna be far more entertaining if you guys just watch it. It's Thursday, so as you know, I'm going to my brother's. We're gonna watch Star Wars Rebels. I have been wanting pho, so we're probably gonna get that. I'll be starting on In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren for the Extreme Egg Toss, which is to buddy read a book. This is the green team's book because blue team is reading Get a Life Chloe Brown, which I've already read. So, however, I'm very excited to start this. I had the audiobook for this through my library, but I checked it out way too early, and so it expired. Hey y'all, so it is Friday. I am going to be pre-filming a video for Christmas, so I thought I'd sit down here by my Christmas tree and make it all themed. Faith is going to be very distracting in this because I am sitting in front of where her bed usually is. Hello! You guys can't see her because she's down on the ground, but she's being adorable. Anyway, I figured while I wait for the alcohol to kick in prior to filming, I would give you guys a little rundown of what's happening, as well as I got some book mail in, so let's go with that. So as I mentioned last night, I'm going to be reading In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. I have not started it, and yeah, we're off to a great start. I am very excited for this. I believe it is supposed to be a rom-com style story where we are following a woman who keeps reliving the same day, kind of Groundhog style, until she gets like her perfect Christmas day, I think. Something along those lines.
Very excited for it. Probably gonna start it tonight, but haven't so far. But as I mentioned, I got book mail in. So as always, let's open it on camera. Let's get a nice rip. Determined for a nice rip. That is so depressing. Okay. We're gonna get it. This one I don't think was meant. Kind of got a satisfying rip. I believe this is actually the book somebody sent me for the gift exchange that I took part in from the Page Turner Book Club. Yay! It's Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory by Caitlin Doughty. This was on my bookshop wish list, so very happy I got this. I loved this. I think it's probably one of my favorite nonfiction reads I've had of the year. I don't know if it tells me who it came from because bookshop doesn't really give you the option. Haley ordered this for me. Well, thank you so much, Haley. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna attempt to film this video.
Hey y'all, I thought I'd do something a little bit different this week, so welcome to Nerdy Nat Cooks. I am doing the Extreme Egg Toss Challenge, which was just to do something with eggs, so I decided to make huevos rancheros. Here I am cutting up some onion. Usually I would do a full onion, but it was just me and my dad eating this, so I only did about a half. Gonna put that over medium heat with a little bit of olive oil and start sauteing that down. You can add bell peppers to this as well, I just don't because bell peppers don't like me. Next I'm going to fail to open a can of black beans once I finally get it going and I get it open. I am going to drain off as much of the water as possible so my concoction isn't too soupy. Gonna double check that the onions are all nice and soft. Once they are, I am going to add those black beans on top. Mix everything around, make sure everybody gets to know each other, having a nice party in the pan. Then I'm going to open a jar of salsa. I just found something we had in our pantry, which happened to be medium. You can use any kind you like, honestly. I'm going for about a cup here. You can do a full jar. That'll make a lot more, though, fair warning. Once again, mixing everybody around. Make sure all the flavors are flowing together. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cumin on top of that. I don't really measure. Mix it a bit more. And I would have preferred to use fresh, but we didn't have any, so I'm going to use some dried cilantro. This was very spur of the moment, so. Here's a little peek at what it's going to look like. I'm going to bring this to a boil and then reduce to simmer for about 5 minutes. So pop the lid on. After that's cooked for a bit, I am going to scrape down to the bottom of the pan and crack a few eggs in. I went for 4 in a little, if you can call it a corner of the pan. I do this shakshuka style, so the eggs are going to cook within the salsa mixture and make sure all the flavors are getting in, mixing deliciously. Here's a peek at them cooking. I forgot to take a photo before I served it up and posted on my Instagram, but I topped it with a bit of avocado and sour cream. It was delicious. I hard cooked the eggs a little too long, but still recommend. Hey y'all, so now it is time for a reading update. I have hit the 13th chapter. This is only like 300 pages, so it's a pretty fast moving story. I think my favorite part thus far has really been the kind of comedy Groundhog Day situation. Like, that's definitely funny, and the main character's reactions to every time the day resets is just hilarious. Like, there was an ongoing joke for a while that her dad kept breaking his tooth on a cookie and she just kept not saving him from it, and finally she's like, "Dad, don't eat the cookie!" The romance, I'm not terribly invested in, if I'm being completely honest. The male lead doesn't have a lot of personality. He's supposed to be attractive. He is a musician. They've been friends for years. That's about it. That's what I got from him. His name's Andrew. There's kind of a pseudo uncle who is also at this cabin named Benny, and Benny is the person she keeps recurringly going to try and explain, like, I keep reliving this day. May has the most chemistry with Benny, even though he's kind of a pseudo uncle situation. Like,
Out of all the characters so far, I think he's the one she actually has the most chemistry with, which is a bit odd. So for the time being, I would say don't have a ton invested in the romance, but the comedy style is fun. I like that bit. But I'm a big fan of like Groundhog Day situations. So anyway, it's Saturday. As you guys saw earlier, I am probably gonna read a little bit more and then I'm gonna head over to Josh's here soon. Since I don't have the audiobook, unfortunately, I probably won't get any reading done on the way. I don't know, I think we're having a lazy night tonight, so I might be able to get a little bit more read tonight. I felt like updating down by my Christmas tree again. Honestly, I kind of liked this position. It looks cute. It's a good background. Can see all my little nerdy ornaments. This is a Batman. If you were worried about my brand, that's a Batman right there. Here's a Catwoman. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey y'all, is this a terrible angle? Yes. Are we gonna make it work because it's the end of the video? Also yes. So I have now officially finished In a Holidaze, and I gotta say, pretty cute. Very Hallmark movie-esque. I can't be mad about it because I knew what I was getting into when I started this. Pleasantly surprised. I will probably read some more Christina Lauren in the future because although I wasn't terribly invested in the romance, this was still a good time. It was funny, it was cute. I liked the banter between Andrew and May, even though Andrew did not have a lot of personality, and all of the family members were a bit confusing. Like, there was a lot of people, and sometimes they just really weren't necessary. The ending was what truly made it feel like a Hallmark Christmas movie, because the cheese was real, y'all. The cheese was everywhere. It was covering the whole thing. I had a good time. It was fun. I think 3.5 stars. Yeah, because I still enjoyed it. I definitely liked it more than a 3-star, but given the fact that Andrew had 0 personality for being the male lead, I gotta knock them a bit for that. So it is 10:30 and I finished my book already, and guess what? That means I've completed every single one of the prompts for the Disney Channel Games Readathon. Look at me! I'm so proud of myself. I didn't think I was gonna do it. Overall, I had a really good 2 weeks of reading. This was my lowest rating, was a 3.5, 3 5-stars and 1 4-star, and then a 3.5. So pretty good overall, doing well. This was so much fun. So I'm gonna finish this baby out. As always, thank you so much for coming to my channel today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Bye.